Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to Speak Home RinggitHack Show. So, well, tonight, for having say hi to everyone. Hi, I'm Paul from Speak Home Marketing. Thank you for coming to Speak Home. So, RinggitHack Show. So today, what we are going to talk about? So today, what we are going to talk about is about the will, okay, estate planning. So we know, right? So there is a lot of uncertainty in the current time right now, right? Suddenly, some of your loved one, or even though us, maybe we get COVID or something. So that is some things that we try to avoid to talk about for a long time ago. But right now, in this time, I think it's like it bring more people to get the awareness about like we need to plan it well in case there is something that we unexpected happen on us or our loved one. So today we are going to talk about 5 tips about top 5 things that you should know about the estate planning. Okay, so this is some things that we are going to share and talk. If you guys, right, who are watching us on Facebook or YouTube, please help us to share this content, share this live show, so that your friend also can learn the same thing with you also. And friends that who on Facebook, those who share our Facebook live, you will stand a chance to win a financial planning book, or we will give you we'll send out you a fire blanket. So either one, we'll run a lucky draw. So yeah, we will get a lucky draw, and then you will stand a chance to win a lucky draw if you share our Facebook live right now. So thank you, friends. So before we start, right, if you join our event for many times, right, you will know, right, before the event start, we will play a couple of the small video about Speak Home. But before I play the video, I just want to check it out, guys. Is any one of you never joined Speak Home? If this is your first time that you join our Speak Home RinggitHack Show, please type 1. If you join us more than one time, just type the number so we know you are our old friend. And thank you for support, no matter you are our new friends or old friends. We are always very appreciate for you guys that always like allocated your time. And yeah, especially right now, so everyone start work back to the office, everything get to normal. Then you guys will still like willing to came to our platforms and try share with us and spend the time with us to learn something new. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so right now, right, I'm going to play a couple of videos. So in the meanwhile, you guys can just start thinking that later after our friends like who share to us, then later you guys can just prepare the questions. So I just want to make a small announcements here lah. So today our speakers, right, Mr. Lau, he have some emergency issue. He can't join. Yeah, but in the meanwhile, right, we have invited our another he's invited his amazing friends, Miss Teng, Miss Lee, Miss Lee. So Miss Lee Teng Ying. So later, Miss Teng, we will.
This option strategy cost.
Sorry. Hey, please.
You are able to do that. And why do we call it strategy X? Is because we can really exponentially grow your portfolio, even though
sorry,
you start with much more. It's very powerful. Even though you have a smaller size, you can really use it exponentially.
Sorry, Miss Pang, can you just mute? Yeah. Sorry, I need to set up the mute. Okay.
Very familiar investment vehicle that a lot of you know, which is called property. Okay, because I know a lot of people are more familiar with property investing than stock in general. Explain to you in the property context first, and later on I will bring in.
Sorry, I just have some problem, some issue.
It's one of the property in stock. Why do you want to invest? Because you realize that.
Sorry, just now got some setting issue. So let me mute this. Okay, let me I'm so sorry for the just now the accidents. So let me okay, let me change the setting. I do. Okay. Okay, I think should be okay already. Okay, so guys, yeah, right now I'm going to play a couple of speed home video. Later, yeah, we will start at 8:30 sharp lah. Thank you so much.
Hello, I am landlord. Hi, I am potential renter. And I am speed home. Wow, so cool. Editing only ma. Okay, so why should we use speed home? Why give me reason fast. I very busy. I got meeting with Dato later, you know. Well, let's start with you first. Oh, okay. I'm interested to rent this guy's property. So can I take a look first? Oi. I where got time to go show my 10 properties to everyone. I only want to see one lah. Oh, sorry. Which one out of my 10 properties you want to see? No worries. We can arrange for our home runner to go to any of your 10 properties and take photos and videos and even arrange home viewings for any potential renters like you. Or free. Free. Oh, okay. Then if I like the property, can I rent straight away? Whoa, wait. I need to know his background first, huh? After he no job cannot pay rent, how? Hey, you think I know money? Don't worry. We will do a complete background check to make sure the tenant is eligible and you get a qualified tenant. I don't mind, check lah. But how is the deposit? Is it 2 months? Yeah, the deposit. This one very important. After he damaged my property and ran away, how? Hey, you think all of us very bad, is it? You own 10 properties, then you know lah. Can you come closer a bit? I want to slap your face. Guys, there is no deposit. Huh? Wait, where can no deposit one? Simple. The tenant only needs to pass our zero deposit eligibility check and the landlord can sign up for the best insurance protection with Speed Home. Not bad leh, no deposit. Wait, what insurance is this? It's Allianz Insurance that protects your right as a landlord. So just 1.5 months rental for the whole year and Speed Home guarantees on-time rental payment, protection against rental loss, plus utility and household coverage. Oh, how much is the total coverage? Up to 42,000 ringgit. Wow, not bad, I can get money back. That means I can relax at home and you count him everything. Count him everything. Sign me up now. Me too. Great. Any other questions? Got free gift? We don't have any free gift. Can I give discount? Yeah, give free voucher lah. No free gift lah. But actually, you can advertise your property with us for free. And our insurance also has 60 days free cancellation. So no harm to try. Can I give free umbrella? In my life, I have worked very hard. I take good care of my family, I have very good friends, and I pay my taxes. My life is pretty good. Interrupt my narration. Must be about my rental property. Hello, Megan. Huh? Oh, Megan. Hey, how's my property? Tenant run away. Got property damage. 40,000 to repair. Why I didn't have protection for my rental property? Darling. I am pregnant. Are you sure? Why got 5 red lines one? That means really confirm pregnant. Why I didn't use protection? Hey darling, you can't die yet. You don't have life insurance. Why I didn't buy more protection? It's okay, darling. Let's focus on the baby first. I hope it's a boy. You like? I'm too old for this. Darling! No! Become ghost already. And how come I'm wearing this shirt? Yeah, I forgot to tell you about our sponsor today, Speed Home. So I know you already have insurance protection for your life, protection for your little brother, but why not have landlord insurance protection for your rentals with Speed Home? Get yourself covered when your tenants run away or when there's damage to your property. So make sure to check out Speed Home, okay? I go home my wife. Bye bye.
What do you think?
Sorry, just now I didn't unmute myself. Okay, so let me start again. So guys, thank you for coming to Speed Home RinggitHack Live Show. So welcome to today. So what are we today, this topic, what are we talking about? So today we are going to talk about the top 5 things that you should know about when you came to the estate planning. So we are very lucky today. We have invited, today should be our previous speaker, Mr. 𝐿𝑒 to have his sections with us to talk about this topic, but never mind, he has some emergency and then he can't attend today to be our speaker, but we still get his best friend, Miss Lee Teng Ying. So Miss Lee Teng Ying actually started her legal practice in 2014, and she's focusing on taxation in various dealing of corporate transactions. She also involved in various cross-border corporate transactions with China and Singapore. So she also advised listed company, developer, contractor, and subcontractor in their development matters. She also acting as an external legal advisor for various companies and startup in Malaysia. So just give me a second. I'm going to make Miss Teng Ying. I'm going to invite Teng Ying to be on our platform. Hi, Teng Ying. Can you hear me? You can unmute and also, the camera.
Hello, everyone.
Finally,
can you hear me?
Yes, very clear, loud and clear. Everyone on Facebook or YouTube, if you can hear the conversation of us, just type 1. If you can hear, you can hear very clear, please type 1. Thank you so much. And thank you for, once again, thank you, Miss Lee, to be our Speed Home RinggitHack Show speakers. And today you are going to share about estate planning, right?
Yes. Yeah. Can you make me the host? Yeah, can you hit, because I need to share the slide.
Yeah, actually, I already make you a host. Yeah.
Okay.
You can try to share screen.
Okay. Can you see the screen right now?
Yes, I think it's very clear. 5 things you should know about in estate planning, presented by Lee Teng Ying. Yeah.
Okay, I just make the full screen. Hold on. Okay. 5 things. Hi everyone, I'm Teng Ying. So today I want to share about 5 things you should know about in estate planning. Okay, so what is estate planning? Anyone knows about it? Yeah? Estate planning is the preparation of tasks that serves to manage individuals' assets. It involves how an individual's assets will be preserved, managed, distributed after the death. So planning tasks including many ways, and various strategies can be adopted to limit taxes on an estate. So we'll discuss about that later. Previously, many people think that estate planning only applicable for those who are older generations. However, due to the pandemic, we cannot predict how long we can live, and illness and accidents happen to anyone, anytime, of all ages. So estate planning is not only for the wealthy people. Although people who have accumulated more wealth may have think more about other ways how to preserve it. Good estate planning is often impactful for those families with modest assets because the loss of time and funds as a result of poor asset planning is more detrimental. So without further delay, let me tell you what is today's agenda. Can you see today's agenda? So today's, we will start from the introduction and followed by the execution process, tax and expenses, and fourth will be the case study, fifth will be the comparison, and finally will be the question and answer. So are you all with me? I just want to check. If yes, can you please type yes? Are you ready to start? Yeah, anyone? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Yes, yes, yes. Kel-Chine, CBS, Ching, yes, great. Great to hear from you all that you are ready to start. So before I start, I need to make a disclaimer. So this is for general nature and is not intended for legal or professional advice in any kind because changes in law may occur in circumstances from time to time. Okay, so part one, introduction. So I will introduce about the will. What is a will? A will is a legal document that provides instructions on how an individual property and custody of minor children should be handled after death. So let me tell you what are the requirements of elements of a valid will under the Wills Act. So first, you need to have reached the age of majority, which means a person who are making a will, what we say testator, must reach the age of majority, which means an adult. So under the Malaysia Age of Majority Act, the adult age of majority means 18 years old. Okay. Secondly, you have to be sound mind. Sound mind means someone is capable of thinking and make decisions of what they are going to distribute. So sound mind. Third, the will must be in writing. Yeah. So if you just talk it, oh, I want to distribute to my son and daughter without writing that, then that is invalid because you need to put it down in writing. So, okay, before we move forward, I need to have a quiz for you all to do. So normally, in your opinion, what clauses normally contained in a will? A, testator details. B, executor details. Executor means someone who is going to execute the will. Okay. C, distribution, or D, residual clause. Can anyone answer? What clause do you think it will contain in a will? Anyone? B, huh? Kel-Chine say P. Any other answer? Any other answer? What do you think is the normal clause contained in a will? Oh, yeah, Ching. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, correct. All of you are right. Oh, okay. Just want to highlight to you the residual clause in a will is very important because your assets may be changes and fluctuate from time to time. And with the residual clause, it will clear a lot of doubts in the future during the execution stage. So let us continue with the other requirements of a valid will. Okay, so there must be witnesses witnessing the will, and there should be two witnesses, and the witness should sign in the presence of each other. So some people may ask, hey, do we need to stamp the will? The answer is no, we don't have to stamp the will. Okay, next. Another question, quiz. Can a beneficiary be a witness of the will? Yes or no? Any answer? Any answer? Yes or no? Yes, huh? Okay, no, no, no. Okay, no. Okay, the answer is no. The beneficiary, because they have the interest in the will, they cannot be a witness. However, if an executor, for example, executor is not a beneficiary, then the executor can be a witness to the will. Okay, now let's move forward to the next slide. What will happen without a will? Okay, if there's no will, then the distribution is in accordance to the Section 6 of the Distribution Act 1958. So for instance, if some deceased has only spouse without any parents, no children, then the spouse is entitled to 100%. Okay, so if the deceased only have issue means children, without spouse, without parents, then they can the children can get 100% equally. Or parents, some single who has not married. Okay, so if they have parents, then all the proceeds will go to parents entirely. So this is actually the table of how the distribution is made without a will. It's in accordance to the law. Okay, execution process. Let's see what will happen if you have will and without a will. Okay, if this is a will, so if you have a will, then we go to the High Court to apply for a grant of probate. So after you got a grant of probate, and you can eventually distribute your assets. But however, if you have no will, then there are different ways you can go about it. First of all, you can go for LA. LA means letter of administration. So after you got your letter of administration, you still need to get a distribution order to distribute the assets. Alternatively, you can go for SED, small estate distribution. And finally, you can also go for AR, means Amanah Raya. So I'll explain further in our subsequent slides. Okay, next. Next. Okay, case study. Okay, this is a case study. Okay, Akal bought a terrace house when he was young. So at the time he bought the terrace house, the father gave some deposit. Okay, but Akal got a loan and he has to repay the loan. So in the particular house that he's staying, Akal actually registered half shares of the father's name and half shares Akal's name. Okay, although Akal solely paid for the loan. So Akal married and have children. So Akal's father passed away intestate, which means no will. Okay, intestate means no will. Okay, so what do you think? What happened to the house after Akal's father passed away? Is it automatically transferred to Akal? What do you think? You think yes or no? Can you just type in the chat box? Let me see what's the answer. No, yes or no? Any answer? So in this kind of situation, after Akal's father died intestate, do you think the half shares of Akal's father will automatically transfer to Akal? No automatic, Okay, good. I like the response and two ways communications. Okay, yeah, correct. This is not automatic. And this is often a lot of issues in this kind of situation where parents joining name with son or daughter, because if it is intestate, what will happen? So like what I shared earlier, the Distribution Act will apply. So it depends on how many children do you have, or whether you still have parents. Yeah. So in essence, after Akal's father passed away, this house may, if Akal have 4 to 5 siblings, this house may belongs to Akal and 4 to 5 siblings together. So eventually they all need to resolve how they want to settle about this house, because some of the siblings may not want to cooperate when it comes to this kind of distribution. So better plan early to prevent this kind of situation in the future. Yeah. So this is the case study. Okay, let us see what's the differences between tested and intested. Okay, basically tested means you have a will, it's more certain, so you go to the appropriate distribution. And intested, you follow the Distribution Act. So there are various ways like SED or letter of administration, like what I've mentioned earlier. So next, let us see tax and expenses. So normally when we talk about writing a will or without a will, what my emphasis is, I always emphasize on the tax and expenses. How much are we going to spend in the long run from making a will, from the moment you make a will until the date when the asset is distributed to the beneficiaries? How much will you spend? So today, let me tell you more details on how much will you spend. Yeah. Okay. So quiz again. What are the expenses incurred during execution? So what do you think the expenses will incur during execution when someone has passed away? Yeah. A, stamp duty. B, legal fees, admin fees. C, registration fees. D, consent fees. Any answer? Any answer? A, Anita. A. Okay. Who else? Any answer? What expenses do you think you will need to spend? Chong. Okay. Okay. Can try. A, B, C, D. Jackie. Correct. You are right. All the expenses. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit further details on how is the whole entire breakdown of the expenses. Yeah. Because normally people will tell you about how much you need to spend when making a will, but in fact, there are so much more on tax considerations that you need to take note. So case study, let us go to case study. Okay, case study 1, Mr. A. So Mr. A have total assets less than 2 million ringgit. So he has a low-cost house worth less than 200,000. He has a family, is a wife and 2 children. Both children are working adult. Yeah, which means really are capable of taking care of themselves. So cash, he has some FD. And then after that, EPF, he nominated his wife to be the sole beneficiaries. And he has 2 cars. So what are the expenses required during the execution stage? We will see next. Before that, let me ask you, do you think the EPF nomination included or excluded from the will? Which means if you have a EPF nomination which is inconsistent with the will, which one will prevail? Included, excluded? B. Okay, good. You're all very pandai. Most of you have basic knowledge of the set planning already. Yeah, it's excluded. So any insurance policies or any nomination of insurance, EPF are actually excluded from the will. Okay, so unless you have no EPF nomination, then we will refer the will to the EPF to distribute accordingly. Okay. For example, if you have a will but someone did not nominate in EPF and it's EPF without nomination, then the KWSP will refer to the will. Okay, if there's no will, then Distribution Act will apply accordingly. Okay, so next, let us see the cost comparison just now. Okay, in case study 1, Mr. A, this is his total assets is less than 2 million. Okay, so if his total assets is less than 2 million, there are 2, if it's with will, let us see the comparison with will and without will, what will happen. Okay, so if with will, right, normally when you make a will, I don't know what are the other market, but from what I understand in legal industry is around 550, okay, plus storage fees. So the probate execution stage, which means you need to probate, But this one is estimated fees according to the value of properties. So probate legal fees is around 4,000, and all the disbursements when you apply to High Court or the grant of probate, some disbursements cost around 1K. So low cost house consent, because it's low cost. So when it wants to transfer to the children, it requires a low cost state consent to transfer. So the stamp duty is only 10 ringgit because you have a will, and the registration fees, depending on how many properties you have, is 120 for this. There's only one property. So please take out your calculator and calculate it. How much is it? Okay. So let us see what will happen without a will. So if without a will, if there's a total assets less than 2 million, then someone can go to SED, which means small estate distribution. Yeah, small estate distribution, there are actually some requirements. First of which is the total assets must be less than 2 million. And the second thing is there must be one immovable properties. So if there is Mr. A is without a will, so there's no cost involved when making a will, 0. Okay, so during the execution, SED can be done by individual, which means not necessarily lawyer to do it. Everyone can do it. So it's do it yourself, 0. So in the event of SED, because SED is a special body under the land office, so there's no need to consent to apply for any low cost consent. It can be straight away transferred to the beneficiary, and so no need consent fees. And stamp duty registration fees is actually depending on the total value. It will charge certain percentage on the total value of your property. So have you taken your calculator to calculate how much in total in Mr. A's scenario with will and without a will? Which is cheaper? Tell me. Which is cheaper, with will or without will? In this situation, any answer? Yeah, any answer, or you're still finding a calculator with will, Any other answer? Which method is cheaper, you think, based on this comparison without will? Okay. So next, let us see. Yeah, this one with will, in this case study, it will cost around 8,680, and this without will is only 800, around 800. So it really depends on the situation of your case, but SED, you take a longer time, much more longer time, around 1.5 years, yeah, to get the assets. But with will, it will take around 3 months. The fastest around 3 months. Yes. So next, let us see the next case scenario. Case study B. So Mr. B, he has total asset of 600,000. Without will. So he has some shares and unit trust. He has a wife and a children. He has some cash and some EPF and cars. So you can see that there's no immovable property. There's no house. So in this case, do you think Mr. B can go to SED office? Yes or no? Do you think he can go to SED office if without will? Okay, any answer? He has no immovable property. Can he go to SED? Just now we saw, right? SED very cheap, right? So in this case, what do you think? Hey, answer. I want answer. No, yeah, correct. I'll try correct. He can't, because for this one, it did not fulfill the requirements whereby we need at least one immovable property. So next. So in this case, which avenue should the Mr. B's children or wife go for execution? Is it grant of probate or letter of administration? Because there's no will, there's no will. Grant of probate, or B, letter of administration, or C, SED, or D, amanah raya. So tell me, D, D. Okay, D. Okay, so amanah raya is correct. Amanah is correct, but there's another way. Amanah raya is their estate administration is according to scale fees. So it depends on how much assets, how much cash do you have, and they charge accordingly. So for the first 25,000 is 5%, and remaining is 4%, 3%, 2%, and 1%. So this is how it calculates. For the first 25,000 is 1,250. Okay, how it times the total calculation. So for this one, just now we say is there's 600,000. So this is how it calculates. This is how it added up to 600,000. Yeah. So this one, Mr. B's children or wife can, or there are two alternatives. They can go to Amanah Raya without will, provided that the assets does not exceed 600,000. No immovable property. And alternatively, they can go for letter of administration because there's no will. Grant or probate, there's will. Letter of administration, there is no will. So in this case scenario, I've already calculated for you. I don't know how come this one becomes like 1975, or I think there's some typos. And so the legal fees, if you are going for letter of administration, is around 6,000. If you Amanah Raya, it is like just now is 27,750. Okay, so there's some typo at the total side. So this is the estimated fees. However, if you look at other scenarios and another situation whereby maybe some of the adult or deceased left only 25,000, for example, 25,000. Okay, so if someone only left a little bit of money, so some cash only, no other assets, then you can go for Amanah Raya. It's more cheaper. It's cheaper. You see, only 1,250. Whereas if it's for the letter of administration, it's quite standard, around 6,000. So it really depends on how much cash does the deceased B have. Okay, let's go to case study C. Mr. C, Mr. C, he has total assets more than 2 million. More than 2 million, So he has a lot of lands, a lot of houses, maybe 3 lands, 4 houses. Okay, and then family, they have a wife, 2 children, minors. Okay, have some cash, EPF, and cars. So let's see. Tell me this one. Let me compare to you again, with will and without will. Okay, for those persons who are cash rich, right, we can see clearly from this calculation. Okay, so with will, the will making is around 550. So probate is around 5,000. And this leave to transfer, this is a normal house, there's no consent or whatever. So this stamp duty is 10 ringgit, depending on how many property. This is just an estimation. And registration fees 120. So if you without a will, then it really make a difference. Because if without a will, then the will making fees although is 0, but execution you need around 6,000 ringgit, and leave to transfer, like what I mentioned earlier, that order for distribution. So you need another 5,000 ringgit legal fees to apply for this order. And the stamp duty, it depends on the value. So it's 2 million, So if without a will, the stamp duty is the pain. If you have a lot of properties, then it's better to do a will. So this one is estimated fees according to the value of the property. So how much is it? This is the difference with will and without will. So it really, you can see that if you have a lot of properties, then it's better to have a will, because with a will, you can actually take care of the children who are still a minor, how it should be distributed, who should hold the interest on behalf of the children, which is very important as well. Okay, let us move forward to the comparison. So this is the comparison, a summary of the execution process when it comes to with will or without will. So with will, we go for probate. So probate, it takes you around 3 months to 6 months to get the final property transferred to the beneficiaries. So the price is considered okay. So it's fast, clear, And even so, for example, if some datuk has a first wife, second wife, third wife, under the law, it actually recognize because it's Chinese, I mean Chinese non-Muslim, we only have legal one wife. So if you want to distribute to your second wife, or third wife, or fourth wife, then you need to state out very clearly in the will. And also it protects the minor's interest as well. It's more clear that how you want some person you trust with to look after the minor's interest. So there are certain cons as well. It's more costly depending on the situation. And some people, a lot of cases that I handled before is about family disputes. It's not that they don't have will, it's because they have will. They see hey, how come 𝐬𝐳 got it, I don't get it? How come 𝐵𝐵 got it, I don't get it? So they started to see that, hey, there's some undue influence, or they make the father sign the will. And these are when the disputes arises, when there is a will. There are many cases which I will explain later that disputes in the court will arise when there's a will, if some party thinks that the distribution is unfair. Okay, next let us see the SED, small estate distribution. This is what I mentioned earlier. If it's without the will, So the conditions is you must have an immovable properties and the total assets is less than 2 million. And the time is 1.5 years. It take a long time to get a SED order. I did make a videos on how you can DIY. You can do SED DIY. You can go to my page and check it out later. And the price is very cheap because most of the expenses you will absorb yourself. You do it yourself. And a lot of land restrictions, sometimes a low cost, you need to get consent, or certain agricultural land you can't transfer to 2 or 3%. But with this SED, actually, you can do a lot of things because it's under the jurisdiction of land office. Yeah, so but the cons is it really takes a longer time as opposed to probate. So Amanah Raya, it takes around 3 to 6 months as well. And sometimes it's fast, the timing, and I cannot say anything. Sometimes it's slow. So it also depends on the value. Like what we said earlier, if you have a little cash only, then maybe you can just go for Amanah Raya because they charge according to skill fees. Okay, letter of administrations is without a will. There's an execution process without a will. It takes so much longer time, especially when the beneficiaries are not harmony, when none of them agree that who will be the administrators. Administrator means someone who administers the property. Then there's the pain. Then the distribution wise is according to law, is fair. So in LA, this is quite, you can't see anyone fighting that to say that it's not fair because it's according to law. So it's more pricey, and the stamp duty is very high if you have a lot of properties. So this is letter of administration. So next, let us move forward. I hope you have, so far, are you with me? Are you with me? Do you want to continue to see the next case studies and scenarios? If you all are with me, can you please type yes? Okay, CPS Christine Ching. Okay, great. Let us move forward to the question and answer. Okay, what time is it now? 9 o'clock. Okay, so these are some of the case studies. Now, do you recognize who is this very sweet lady here? Wearing red heart skirt. Do you know who is she? Come tell me about. Yes, you know. Okay, so she is actually Hong Kong tycoon Nini Wang. Xiao Tian Tian. Okay, so this is one of the very famous keys. Although it's Hong Kong, but it's very famous keys. It's like initially when Nini was doing a will back in how many years? Back in 2006. He actually leave all the fortune to the charity, but subsequently when she passed away, then the feng shui master suddenly Tony Chan, now he changed his name to Peter Chan. Then he claimed that he was the sole beneficiary of all the assets of Nini Wang, which cost around 4 billion. billion. So there's a huge fighting court case in Hong Kong. So ultimately, the court held that it was ruled that the last will that Peter Chan or Tony Chan saying that it left to him, but the court didn't held against him because it was ruled that the will raised by Tony was a forgery. It should go to the charity, which I think is a good decision. Okay, so next we see the next real case scenario. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to say who is he. You all know or not? Any answer? You know who is he? Okay. Yes, who is he? Tell me his name. Any answer? If no, I don't want to continue. Sin father. Okay, 𝐿𝐾𝐬. Okay, correct. Lee Kuan Yew is the Lee Kuan Yew. So you all know that he also has disputes on the land over his will. He made a lot of will. Okay, sometimes those rich people, they always like to make a lot of will. So in the will law, right, the last will will actually be the last will proceed. So if you want to change anytime before your lifetime, during your lifetime, you can change and change and change. And then the last will actually valid. But for this case, the first will, it actually stated that it's distribute equally between Lee Hsien Loong, Lee Hsien Yang, and Li Weiling. And then after that, it changed again. Okay, keep changing and changing. After that, give more portion to Li Weiling. Then finally, in the last will, right before he passed away, he reverted to the original decisions and also talks about one of the estate of Ox Street Vale. And then that's where the disputes arises, because the Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, he is alleging that the last will is made by Lee Hsien Yang's wife. Lee Hsien Yang's wife is a lawyer, and her name is Lee Swet Fern. And so they're saying that this is unfair because there's some interest there. So how to prevent such disputes? Actually, all those rich people, you see. So it's better to think properly on how you want to distribute the will, and you add the residual clause in the will. Yeah, instead of keep changing, you see, because if a lot of court cases, even in Malaysia, it arises where there are so many versions of will. One is made in 2021, another one is made in 2021, two will in 2021, keep changing and changing. And that's where parties will allege that, hey, this is a forged one, this is a real one. So better make a good one. Think carefully. Plan about how the tax goes, or maybe some of the children may want to convert to Singaporean, and a lot of considerations there. So you need to think properly before you make a will. And also, when you make a will, right, try not to ask someone that have indirect interest, like in Lee Kuan Yew's case is Lee Hsien Yang's wife. Then it's not very good, because parties will allege that this is unfair, undue influence, normal allegations. Okay, so next we see, okay, this is another case study. The cases that I quoted is based on a real life example, some of them from the actual case law. So I just want to let you know that even with will, there are pros and cons with and without will. So even with you when you draft a will, or you advise someone, or when you're going to draft a will, you need to take note of a lot of things. Yeah, it's not that the more the merrier. In this case, Amma gave a piece of land to 6 children. Everyone got it, and the children and all the grandchildren, for example. So maybe the total, all the total beneficiaries added up to 10%. So when Amma passed away, right, some children wants to sell the land, but some do not want. So what happened? Tell me what happened. Can the children sell the land if someone disagree? Can or not? Yeah, can or cannot? If someone refused to sell, no, Mama don't want to sell this land. But some people say, yeah, please sell the land. So can sell or cannot sell? Can sell or cannot sell? Any answer? Hi, are you with me or you're sleeping already? Amir, thank you very much for your reply. Yeah, cannot sell. So it's a deadlock. Yeah. And also a disclaimer, I'm talking most of the sharing today is for the non-Muslim, because for Muslim there are some far right law which I didn't cover for today's talk. Okay, cannot. So how to prevent this problem? So we need to think, because of all the disputes we have seen, of all the court cases that we have seen. So when we drafted a will, we will think, oh, you have such situation, you might take note. So in this situation, you may want to have some exit clause where some people, if they don't sell, then you sell to other beneficiaries. And this is a drafting. This is when the drafting of the will come into picture. And again, it's not the more the merrier. So if, for example, you have a lot of properties, you may want to distribute a few to A, few to B, few to C. Instead of everyone got everything and then someone is not agreeing, then it's also a trouble when it comes to the real practical problems. Yeah. So again, Amma left a will. Children converted to Singaporean. What happened? So yeah, so this is also another common issues that will actually happen because a lot of Malaysians are working in Singapore. So when you want to convert to Singapore citizen, you not want to denounce or renounce the Malaysian citizenship. There are many requirements that you cannot hold Malaysian property. It depends on your requirements. So yeah, so this one when it comes to someone convert to Singaporean, okay, by the time you convert to Singaporean, the Amma haven't passed away. But in Amma's property or the will, there are some properties. The properties may have restriction of interest. Restriction of interest means if you are familiar with land, you will see that there's a sekatan penting. You cannot tidak boleh menjual kepada orang asing tanpa persetujuan negeri. Which means you can't sell to foreigners unless you get the state consent. So in this case, if he has converted to Singaporean and after that the Amma passed away, and then when you want to transmission means transmit or transfer the properties to the beneficiary who converted to Singaporean, you need to get another foreigner state consent because there's express provisions under the land. So again, it actually ties back to what are the conditions of your property when it comes to drafting a will. There's so many technicalities out there. So yeah, if there's such things, then there are extra costs incurred if there's any prohibition to transfer to foreigners. Yeah, so that is another thing that will happen. So this is another very common case. Sorry, Mr. Handsome and Miss Pretty has married. So Handsome and Pretty made a mirror will. Mirror will means Handsome everything give to Pretty. Pretty everything give to Handsome. But after that they have divorced. So what will happen? Do you still think the will is valid? Yes or no? Yes or no? Any answer? Do you still think the will is valid after the parties has divorced? Yes, you think the will is still valid? No. Okay, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Okay, no. Answer is generally, when someone has a marriage or remarriage or divorce, the old will automatically presumptuously revoked because the law actually presumption to say that your priorities will change after you have divorced. Yeah. So you have someone, if they have divorced, they need to make a new will. Yeah, because the old one is no longer valid. Unless there's always have exception. Unless in the previous will you expressly mentioned that, hey, this even though someone is already divorced, but it's still applicable. So there are many exceptions. But generally, after someone has divorced, no longer valid. Okay. Let's see. One of the beneficiary and sound mind, what happened? Yeah, this is also a very real case scenario where a beneficiary previously, was okay, but after that, it's unsound mind, which means gila already. So what happened? So, in the law, it actually recognized that unsound mind as a minor, which means the law treated an gila person as a children, as a child. So they need someone who is capable to look after their properties. Okay. And yeah, so there will be some trustees to hold on behalf for this unsound mind. And some of the person may want to add the deed of trust or how to take care of the person who has unsound mind in their will. Okay, income tax owned by disease, what happened? This is another thing that I have explained in my previous videos. Yeah. So in most of the wills, right, the drafting, it will say that after the payment of the debts, whatever outstanding sum, then only you distribute all the remainings to the beneficiaries. Yeah. Okay. So whatever outstanding still have to pay. Yeah. Okay. Please like my page to get more legal updates. Any question? Any question? No question. Yes, question. If you have any question, you just ask. Can try to explain to you on if you have any questions. Yeah. Paul Yao, I think you want to ask me any question? In fact, there are so many cases. Like one of the cases that when I first started, I handled one of the Singapore and Malaysian. They have a huge family. So also it's with a will, but the thing is the will doesn't really say if someone has the meat, but the other one doesn't have the meat. So the person who doesn't have the meat feels very frustrated and think that this is unfair. This is forgery. So this one also is a hoo-ha has been in so many years until they finally resolve. Hi,
Thank you. Sorry, I just finding the reclaim host button. This Zoom, it's a bit hard to find the button sometimes. Okay, no worry, guys. Thank you for Miss Lee to just now to explain us and then share so many different case scenario. I think you have shared more than 5 or 6, more than the scenario cases, right? It's like without will, what kind of situations, and also the situations that we have a will. So, and also the cost. Thank you so much. And also but before we start the Q&A sections, right, Ms. Lee, so I would like to take just a 5-minute airtime to just to have a quick introductions, because some of our audience, right, maybe they are our newcomers and then they didn't know about Speed Home at all, but I just need to take a 5 minutes to just quickly share with them about Speed Home services. So yeah,
okay.
So I will just take over. So in the meanwhile, Miss Lee, maybe you can just unmute and also the video. Thank you so much, guys. So guys, in the meanwhile, right, while I'm explaining, right, if you have any kind of questions, please welcome to type on, just leave the questions on the comment sections on our YouTube, Facebook, and also Zoom. So right after the 5 minutes that I have explained about our Speed Home services, then you can just, we will answer accordingly. So promise, I won't take more than 5 minutes. So yeah, so today's, right, we are talking about the will plannings, right? If some of you have an estate, and then maybe you need to start to think about like what kind of the will that you should plan it out. But before that, if you have a house and then you are finding a tenant, Speed Home, I believe we are the platform for you to solve the problems that if you can't get a tenant. So what is Speed Home? Actually, Speed Home is a free rental platform to help the landlord to post their listing to advertising for free. We help you to show the house to the tenant, also free. We help you to check on the tenant background, this is also free. So after the tenant look at the house, they like the house, we help you prepare the tenancy agreement, this is also free. Only we successfully get you a tenant, then you can purchase an insurance to protect your house, and we help you to collect the rental for free. So this is a rental platform that helps you to get the tenant, and we provide a lot of the add-on services. So come to the next slide. So what is Speed Home? Actually, some of you, like maybe you never heard about Speed Home before, but actually we're already active in this market for 5 years long. So our CEO, Mr. Wong Wei Ming, you see, that's the bold guy, right? He used to put his billboard like alongside all the highway. Maybe you see his billboard before. So we started this company in 2015. We used to call ourselves Speed, right? Now we rebrand during 2019. So we call us Speed Home. So currently right now we have more than 500K app downloads, 150K monthly traffic, and also more than 100K property listed in our platform, and another 600K for our tenant inquiries. So basically, if you search invested 170 million, okay, just in past 5 years. So come back. So during our launching day, right? So during our launching day, we have invited the former ministers, okay, the former we have invited the former. So during the launching day, right, we have invited the former minister for housing and local government minister, 𝐲𝐵�10𝐻𝐻𝐻. So and we have raised 70 million in the past 5 years. Okay, so what is so different at Speed Home than anyone else? Actually, right, in Speed Home, we are the platforms that compared to the other platforms, right, we provide you better quality tenants. We have provide you a direct communication, zero deposit, viewing management, and also rental collection service. So some of you, maybe you will feel like alert, okay, zero deposit. So what happened? Anything's happened in my house? Who's going to protect my house? So why we go for zero deposit? Because we can maximize your tenant portfolio. This is basically no risk for you, and your house will always be the priorities. Okay, the first choice of the tenant, and you will rent the house faster and 20 times better than the protections. So compared to the house in one building that has 200 houses, so it's going to rent it. We're going to find a tenants, but your house is zero deposit, and you can avoid the price war, and tenant willing to pay a slightly higher rent if compared to the house that will require for 3.5 months rental. So this is something that why we offer the zero deposit. And if anything happens, right, before it happens, right, we will do the tenant background check. If they're Malaysian, we check their IC, employment letter, bank statement, credit scoring, and if they're foreigners, right, we'll check on their passport copy and their employment offer letter or the university offer letter and the bank statement and the other supplement documents if that is needed. So basically we do everything online. So if anything happen, right, so this is the things that we are going to cover. We will provide the 2 months late rental, 80% if you buy the basic package, and the 1,000 ringgit for the utility claims, and the up to 15,000 for the theft and damage. So it means that if the tenant damaged or how run away, didn't pay rent, so this is all under our insurance cover. So basically, it's like the coverage is slightly more higher. It's more higher than the traditional deposit lah. So if you buy if you purchase our extended plus package, that is the coverage is like we offer the only things that no other platforms that offer in Malaysia. So the first thing is we call it on-time rental. If the tenant didn't pay rent, we'll pay the landlord first. So and the second thing is overstay cash defender. If the tenant didn't pay rent and still occupy your house, we'll pay you the rent, and in the meanwhile, we'll help you to apply the lawyer letter, the lawyer order, like the court order. So and the court order fee will be absorbed by our Speed Home. So this is the services that we provide. So so some of you maybe thinks that the claim is very hassle. You need to fill a lot of form. You need to wait for the adjuster to come to view your house. But actually, it's not. What you need is just go to lodge your policy reports, and that is the things that the most important document that we need. And other than that, you just provide us the receipt or any kind of the photo that you wish to claim. And basically, if it's just a lost rental claim, 3 to 7 working days, but it's more than the 10,000 that is very messy, you get a tenant from help, then maybe it will take a longer time. But mostly the background check that we apply on our platform, will be like reduce your risk so much lower. So this is something that we try to do because prevent is better than cure. So almost the last. So in here, right, I have a couple of things I need to share with you guys. The first one is actually Speed Home already built a community, a landlord community. We call it Landlord Associations of Landlord Malaysia. What you need, you can just screenshot, or later you can just go to Facebook and search Association of Landlord Malaysia. So this is a free community. Currently, we have 5.6K members in this landlord group. And in the meanwhile, you also can join our Speed Home Telegram group so that you will miss our next event. And almost the end. So 80% of the property management fee, today we are going to give you an 80% discount for our property management fee off. So what you need is just, if you have a multiple unit and you are very troublesome on collecting rent. So we have it's free, the property management platform. So now Speed Home is offering you this property platform. What you need is just sign up the link that we are sharing here on Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook. So you just sign up and upload your properties in our platform within 7 days, and you will entitle for this 80% of property management fee off. So if you have more than one property, that is a very headache. Every month you need to remind the tenant to pay for the property, for the rental. So I would suggest you try to use our Speed Home free rental collections feature. So this now is open for public. No matter the tenant is from Speed Home or not, you will still we are still offer our landlord to help them to collect the rental. Yeah. So overall, I think from our Speed Home discussions is just here. So let me stop the screen and so let me stop the screen right now. So guys, okay. So I'm going to invite today our speakers. Okay. Okay, Tangi, you can.
I am back.
Yeah, back. Yep. Thank you so much.
Back.
So it's kind of,
okay.
See, 5 minutes. Okay, great. So right now, right, you guess how many questions that people's already start typing? Yeah, just a quick guessing.
I'm not sure. But anyway, I can try to answer as much as possible.
No worry. So let's just start. I also don't want to waste it. Just give me 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to share the questions on the screen right now. So yep. Okay. Let me reclaim the host back. Okay, share screen. So right now we have 10 questions. So this is a couple of questions. Everyone can see the questions, right? If you can see a question, please type 1.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so the first question is asking, but since a certain cost will be not execution, so cost is cheaper, is it a must or to have a view? It's a must to have a view. So this is
no. Since in certain cases, no will in the execution. The will it's up to you, lah. I personally would suggest you to have a will. But when it comes to execution, you can discuss with your you can consult your lawyer, lah. What to do is the better way. Yeah, it really depends on the cost or the time. Okay, next.
Okay. So the second question is asking now a lot of the online platforms, they are providing the will services. So such as example like Smart Wills and Maybank Trustee or something. So is it this kind of the online will services platform? Is it reliable, trustable?
Reliable.
Yeah,
trustable.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
I think it's since, especially Maybank, definitely I will trust Maybank, such a big, huge brand. Yeah, and the things that they provide, but I think maybe it's not that customized. No, I'm just thinking out loud. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because when it comes to trustable, that is this is I don't think it's within my legal knowledge whether it's trustable. But I think going through a more experienced person that you can go to plan ahead in the tax perspective that maybe the online service will not give you such advice. That's what I think.
I see. So
yes.
what you say is more holistic, right? Maybe you engage with the lawyers, and then maybe they will provide you some more complete legal advice or something. Yeah, especially if you have a lot of assets that need to appointed to your son's daughter or something, right? Okay, so we came to the third question. So the debt, how to identify unknown debt, how to identify once the distribute, then only those debt appear.
It depends, right? For this income tax one, it will actually, when someone has passed away, has to report. But the thing is, those unknown one, if you really disappear after you distribute, then that's it. Then that's it. But again, it has to be, if you know about that debt, you need to pay off before you distribute. But it's really unknown, then the creditors also can't do much about it. Yeah. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I lost you. Paul. Hi, Paul Yao, I lost you. What about the rest? Can you hear me? Or I just continue with the answer? If you can hear me, then can you please type yes? If yes, then I just can hear, because I can't hear for you. Now, do we need to itemize the assets? Yeah, in the will that I normally do, we will itemize the assets. Yeah, we specifically list down, because it has to be changed from, because of this situation whereby they are, if you have a landed properties and all the cryptocurrencies accounts and unit trusts, you have safety box, and it states down very clearly. So there's no opportunity to miss any assets elsewhere. It's better recommended to itemize it. Next, let me see, what are the questions? Hi, Paul Yao, you have muted. Hi.
No, it's not muted. Just now, it's the internet suddenly, got some disruptions. I'm not sure. So now we are in the question number 5, right?
Yeah, itemized. After that, then what else?
So we can just go to this. So question number 6. Yeah.
Yeah, what else?
So question number 6 is about, okay, sorry. Okay, I know what happened. Yeah. Okay, so the question number 6, right, is about what happened to the housing loan that if the deceased didn't buy an MRTA, can the loan pass down to the next scheme and the next scheme continue to serve the loan installment instead of pay off in a lump sum?
Okay, so it actually split to 2 questions. What happened to housing loan debt if the deceased didn't buy MRTA? So you know the MRTA's function is to insure the person who has passed away. If they do not buy the MRTA, then the loan will pass down to the next scheme, which means if the property is still subject to debt, still subject to whatever installments, and then you need to fully pay the installment in order to get the title back to do the transfer. So that's another thing that we normally plan, because the client maybe have 5 properties, 3 properties, no debts, another 2 properties have debt. So how you want to structure it, then that actually it requires a lot of the whole situation, how you want to settle that. But the question to you is, yes, you will pass down.
Understood. So sorry, Ms. Lee, we need to jump back to the question number 4. So this is asking, what should we disclose in the will?
Okay, like what we have mentioned just now, and I'm not sure whether you have seen that. We normally have the testator. Testator is the person who made the will, and executor, who is the person you want to appoint to execute the will, and the power of the executors, and most importantly is on the distribution. Distribution, how you want to distribute that. Or the minus, if there's a minus, then you need to cover that minus interest, how it should be, who should hold the properties on trust. And there are other clauses that it depends on the case and circumstances, but residual clause, remember, if you have a will or you want to make a will, do remember to add that residual clause in the event any other cash or other things, who you want to distribute to. So that's also another important thing to be disclosed in a will.
Understood. So yeah, question number 5 is asking, like, the father make a will and then left to the son, but does it make a clause? It's that if the mother passed away first, then the house is to the son. So if the father passed away and then the mom get the house, so in the situations, right, if the father passed away, then the mother passed away, is it the sons that is get nothing? If the will is like, yeah, they have a clause, pass to the mother first, then they pass to the
The father make a will and leave house to the son with a clause, if the mother die first, the house will go to the son. But in this case, I thought the father already made a will to leave the house to the son. How come there's another clause, if mother die first, then the house go to the son? Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused.
I'm also a bit confused. Like, okay, so the father says it's right, the house will pass to the mom. Okay, then if the son says like, yeah, if the son is okay, yeah, if a mom died, then the son get the house. If a mom is still alive, then the house will not belong to the son. So if the mom, yeah, only the mom, if the mom herited the house, okay, after the father passed away, the mom herited the house. So it means like if the mom didn't appoint the son is the person that is a successor, so the sons won't get nothing, right?
No, yeah, because there's still if the mother has a will now.
Yeah, so there's this point long. If the so it decide like it's pending on the mom to appoint, like he is the persons that who benefit lah. Yeah.
Yes. It depends on whether the mother has a will. Next.
Okay. So question number 7, sorry, is the asset is just cash. Okay, the unit, Shaham, and also PTPN. So what is the roughly cost with the will?
With the will, cost.
So no property. Yeah. No property. Yeah.
The cost of with will means the execution cost, right? Execution cost. Is that what you're trying to understand?
So means that you create a will, then you need to execute. Yeah.
Okay. So the cost of the will is around there lah, huh? I mentioned earlier. Then if it's with a will, then yeah, like what I mentioned earlier, you need to go for the probate. No, probate is around 3,000 to 4,000.
Yeah. Okay. So question number 8 is asking about the will. Is the lawyer trust?
But sorry. I just in addition to number 7, there's with will. But you can also see whether Amanah Raya do offer a better deal. Yeah, that it depends on the value of the total cash that you have. Yeah.
Okay.
So which means that someone has according to percentage.
So this is a percentage charges for if you go for the Amanah Raya. So question number 8 is asking the lawyer charge is separate on the legal fees on probate and also the transmissions.
It's actually it's included already in the cost that I mentioned earlier.
Okay, so it's not separately, it's included lah.
Yeah, okay, but the different lawyer charge differently. So I'm just saying that in that scenario, it's all in. Okay, but it doesn't mean that other people cannot charge separately. Okay, what else?
Noted. So question number 9, this is a spouse is online trading account and it disease. What will happen to the money in the account? So means like you have a stock account, then there is a certain money is there. So what will happen, right? If you suddenly that or something, then what will happen in the money in the account?
Okay, first of all, you need to see, normally when you sign in a trading account, there are some terms and conditions. You need to see the terms and conditions. And I just quote you an example. Like for certain of the unit trusts, then the accounts, they actually have the nomination. They expressly stated there's nomination. Then that's quite safe. So for the online trading, it depends on the terms that whether your trading account covers such. If no, then need to claim from there if you have the particulars.
Understood. So we jump to the questions number 10. Wow, the question number 10 is a series of questions. So so the first one is like you're asking is like the person is not your family members, right? Is it the family members can fight, contest the will if you try to pass your assets to someone that is not your family members. So then the second question is about if your property cash overseas, can you include those in the will? So when you draw up in Malaysia, so or it must be drawn up in the country. So can you include the will if you drew up in Malaysia and they are subject the same as the tax if the property and cash in Malaysia? So yeah, this is the second coming question. And the third question is, so his will is a key and instructions to what is the key opens and where it is or nothing else. So if yes, how can I make sure the person's entrusted to execute the will and then not use information for his own gain? So this is question number 10. Yeah, our audience.
There are three questions.
The three questions.
There are three questions in the question number 10. Okay, and related to you. Okay, so in the will, right, there's a one sort of shield. You can give to anyone you want, even it's unrelated. Yeah, the family can contest, but doesn't mean that the family will contest successfully, because there are many cases, court cases in Malaysia, where they expressly give to someone else unrelated, give to their best friend, and then the family contested, but the court held that the will is valid. Yeah, even though the family members doesn't get. Yeah. So the second one is cash and overseas. Yeah, you can include in the will, but after that you need to get the order, and then after that there's a court procedure you need to recognize back in Malaysia in order to be valid. So there are certain procedure to be done if there's for foreign assets. Okay, so what is the key instruction and key opens and where is it and nothing else? That's why I'm a bit confused.
Sorry,
the questions.
We need to skip this. Yeah, because the question is not clear, so we need to skip these questions.
Okay.
But to be very, I think right, this audience right, he really need like a good counselor, like a good lawyer to help me to answer. So don't worry, please add Miss Lee Facebook page, and if you need a lawyer service. Yeah, you can consult her for your own services, and then certainly she have a certain ask for her services, and she have a very I believe that is a very fair charges lah. So just try to consult Miss Lee, and then you can just add her Facebook page first. So if you really need a lawyer like to help you to clarify on this, then maybe you need to engage with Miss Lee lah. I will say.
But I will answer the second question since I can understand the second part. If you need to make sure someone you're entrusted to execute a will. If there is not to the benefits of beneficiaries, the beneficiaries can sue that the executor is breaching of the duty. Then the court will actually consider the best interest of the beneficiaries. So that one, no worries.
Understood.
Okay?
So the last question is quite straightforward. Husband and wife joint account, if they don't have a will, what will happen to the one is disease.
I like this question very much. But just between us, if you really join name in saving account, someone pass away, you diam lah. It's so much easier. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah. I get what you mean. So just this, like we can avoid the certain things that you just need to react quickly. So hope you get it. So so I think we need to stop. This is last questions. So this is our last question. So if the deceased pass away without will, right? How to check the asset unit trust they might have, assuming family member not aware. So this one, if you want to check, is it that is someone's that his all is asset and the family member is not aware. So is it that is somewhere that we can go to check on this?
Someone passed away without a will. So first of all, the family members need to what they can do is they can actually write in. If they suspect that they have something there, then they try to write in, but with all the documentation. So the bank or unit trust, they also have some certain requirements to disclose the information. So can we try to write in and ask them?
Noted. So maybe like it's just like they need to write it down, like what kind of the institutions, right? You hope to get the information from your husband or your wife or your family members. So you just write in a letter and then to show them the documentations, and then to ask, like, is it that they have a certain assets engaging their services with you. Okay, noted. So I think pretty much of today. thank you, Miss Lee, for today to share with us. There's so many different users cases, and also the very clear ideas and also the causes of in the circumstances that we have will and we don't have the will. So, but anyway, guys, if you have still got other questions that we can't pick up or answer today, don't worry. Please subscribe Miss Lee Facebook page that we share on our comment sections. Yeah, you click and like. And if you have really you need a lawyer or a person to help you to consult, so please I think you can try to engage with their services. So this is because just now when I just walk through and listen to Miss Lee presentations, I find it's like quite very clear and also very precise. And thank you so much for Miss Lee. Miss Lee, do you have any other things to add on, or any advice or something?
Just a small little things that to add on is for those maybe all parents have to educate the son that their family that if I have something for you, then that's something extra for you lah. It's something bonus lah. If you don't get the bonus, don't get mad, because a lot of court cases I saw a lot of cases where they have will, but because they think they have not enough, so they fighting each other. So you really need to instill the mindset that, hey, this is something, if there's extra, I give you. If no, then I give to charity or things like that. So this is a mindset issues.
I'm totally agree with you. If you need to earn anything like the things like the money or the fortunes that you need to earn by yourself, rather than just waiting, even though you don't
inherited.
You should be educate your child or anyone, right? They should be to work hard on themselves, not just pending. And if you don't inherit anything, but if that is the assets for your parents, not for you. I totally agree with the just now the last sharings. Okay, guys. So don't forget to follow and subscribe Miss Lee's Facebook page on our comment sections. So if you have any other questions about legal, or you need a lawyer to engage your services, please just try to PM or just follow their page and also ask questions. Then I think Miss Lee will be very happy to answer or to make up sessions with you. Thank you so much, Miss Lee.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
And bye-bye.
Bye-bye.